Okay, here we go. We're going to intro a little toe in more ways than one into jump training and why. And some of you might be saying, oh, I can't do that. My jumping days are long gone. Yes, I understand when things change and you have joints replaced. Yes, for a lot of reasons, you're not going to be doing steady jumping. Even though that's the one thing that I do miss the most, really, about getting a joint replaced. You notice I'm putting on my gloves. And when you start in and you're going to do something like, and I will stress the point that it's interval, that means there's a stress period, and that means there's a recovery period. So get that in your head. And for everybody, it's going to be a little different. So what I'm going to have you do right now, as we start warming up, is simply I step and I rotate, over rotate my ankle in the back. Okay? So I've got my little pole here. I'm going to step and I'm going to over rotate and almost pull like the top of my foot, like it's going to go down into the ground. See that? You should feel a big stretch in your ankle when you do that. Now, take big breaths through your nose, and you can do one leg 2 or 3 times. The wider you step, the more you're going to push and rotate down into the top of that foot. Okay? So, this has everything to do with foot, the workings of the foot, the workings of the ankle, the lower leg, especially the shin. So anybody that has ankle, foot issues, if you find yourself tripping, much of the reason of tripping is actually just not getting your toe up. Do you see how I'm pushing down onto that leg and back? So I've done about 3 or 4 step outs, and now I'm going to step out on the other leg. So I'm going to step out, and instead of going to the toe, I'm going to rotate, over rotate, and I'm going to go press down gently on the front of that foot as the laces are facing the floor. So I hope you're getting this little move. Okay. This is such a good way to get your ankle and foot really working better. And a lot of people will start, we start walking to warm up. Great. And then we stop there and we don't go into this kind of ankle over rotation. As I'm pushing down gently on the back foot, I'm feeling that really good stretch that's coming through the front or the tibialis anterior into the ankle and foot. So see, I'm going to just do this about 3 or 4 times. So right now, my shoulders are down. I'm using my little pole. My knee is bent here, and I'm pushing. See, if I push this down, you don't have to do anything to the back foot. That's enough pressure. See that? And then I rotate back, okay? Once you've done that anywhere from 3 to 6 times, whoa, that helps your tibialis anterior muscles, that helps your calf, that helps your foot. It goes all the way up, and you can do it anytime that you start feeling heaviness in your lower leg. It helps tremendously. Okay, that done. Now I did the heel down. Did you see me do that? Heel down, toe back. Heel down, toe back. And at first, I don't pay too much attention and see my foot kind of drifts a little bit. See that? That's okay. All right. But then let's get specific. Then we're going to go pull back. And as we pull back, we're going to push our butt back. See that? So the whole reason I'm doing a little more in this kind of mobility, stretching, warming up in my foot and lower leg is because we're going to go into jump training. So now that we've done that kind of a thing, we do a side step, we come in, we do a side step, we come in, we push back into the heel, we push back into the heel. At the same time, we start to get our shoulders and our our arms, all starting to function, starting to move. Anytime you move a joint, like we're doing right now with the elbow, see that? And I'm moving my joints into the hips, knee, ankle. Anytime you do that, you start warming up the synovial fluid that bathes your joints. When you don't do that, you go in cold, depending on your age, yeah, you start getting into over straining because your joints haven't had a chance to warm up. Okay, so I'm stepping back, I'm rotating now into that whole foot breath. Then as I do this, I'm just coming right here to the collarbone. I'm not going up any higher. Okay, take a big breath. Oh, turn, turn, turn. Yeah, just take that bar, give it a good turn back and forth. Okay, and now what I want to show you is this. First part of jump training. And there are those of you who are out there that this will be no problem for whatsoever. You're ready to do both feet. You can do a jump, all that. However, just stay with me. See how I turn this around? See how I have a pole here, a chair here? That's kind of important, okay? Whether you use them or not, they're there. Okay, so here's the loading part. Do you see that? So in jump training, you actually do semi-squatting. See this? And so we'll do that several times. As we do that, make sure that you're mindful of keeping your chin tucked, okay? There is a whole host of reasons why those rebounder, some of you guys know what a rebounder is. It's a little circle, like a little mini trampoline. There's a reason why they were really being pushed for a while, because it was this new medium that was just trying to help you facilitate doing an activity that has great benefits, not only for your brain, but for your body, for your muscles, for your bones especially. And for us, people that are facing arthritis, we're facing osteoporosis, we're facing joint replacements. What do we quit doing? One of the most beneficial things that we can do, jump. Right. So as I'm here in this move, and I've just done the first loading phase, now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to go up on my heels. I'm not jumping. I'm pressing up on my heels. Okay. So I press up, my heels up, but what does that drive down? Everybody should be yelling. The balls of my feet. Yes. So when you go with your heels up, you're in a semi-squat position because that's the first part of loading, right, for jump training. We go into the balls of the feet, okay? And then some of us, and I'm telling you, I understand there's certain issues out there with people that they can only do one at a time. They can't even go both together, okay? So wherever you're at, use whatever modification you have, and if it gives you real problems, whatever, of course, don't do it, okay? So that's my disclaimer. Other than that, once you've done one, this is the first stage. Two, see the heels are up, toes are down. Then what are we gonna do? We're not gonna jump. What we're gonna do is we're gonna press into the toes, like press into the toes, like you're gonna jump, but you don't jump. See that? So it's kind of a push off the toe. It's not a real jump, okay? A jump means out of control. Well, you're not gonna be out of control. Take a breath, you have a pole, you have this, okay, to start with. So here's phase 1, phase 2. See, now I'm into my toe box. I'm really activating through here, tight tummy. And now I'm gonna press off those toes into an up position, and then I come down. And I go back into it. See that? Okay, once I've gotten into that and everything's working pretty good, okay, and you can have your hands here. I'm doing it, not because I need it, but because I want you to know it's perfectly fine to do this because we are going through the phases of jump training, okay? So 1, 2, 3, and then back down, okay? So it's a toe press, and you can come off with one foot if you're afraid to go ahead and elevate a little bit more. See, you go into the toe and you go into the toe as if you're going to jump and you lift one leg. You go into the toe and then you lift your toe. So I'm doing it 1 and 2 end. Now, I'm doing this, demonstrating this as somebody with arthritis issues. I am it's not bothering me because I've handled it with diet, with movement and all that, but I have that in my background and I have multiple joints replaced and I'm facing, just like so many of us, you know, the osteopenia, osteoporosis. And whenever I go into the jump, you see, I've used this and I've used this. I'm pressing down. So whatever concerns, Mac, they can't see. He just stands there, that I might have with my joints. See, I mitigate it if I will use these. See that? You have to use your core. You're coming, the act of coming down in a very controlled manner. Oh my goodness, that's part of an interval type training that we've totally missed if we have these joint concerns. And I'm going to start doing it pretty much regularly. A lot of you that are on today are regulars with me, and I won't be going into it in this detail. I will just prep you. We will get into the jump training. You see this? Okay. So here's phase 1. Here's phase 2. I'm really tight. My shoulders are really down. I press into my toes, whether I jump or not, I'm still going to get all that benefit. And then I come back up, take a breath. But if you can come in and do it with even one leg, the other leg, press like you're going to jump, but you don't. Like you're going to jump, but you don't. Like you're going to jump, but you don't. You're still going to get good benefit. If you can do phase 1, phase 2, and then do that press, that is really good. And I'm allowing you to use this kind of a thing as an acceptable modification. Now, if you're doing this with me, you guys, I can tell you that right now, your breathing has increased. It's gotten deeper and you've had to breathe quicker just by doing this kind of a thing. And I can tell you it doesn't hurt. It actually feels good to do this type of intensity. And that's why I'm doing this, is to try to show you, according to tons of past but very current research on intensity and on aging and on how do you age well. You got to work your muscles hard enough, your lungs hard enough to create a training effect. So I hope I'm being clear on this, and you're not just sitting there saying, oh, I can't do that. I hope you're trying to do phase 1, phase 2, lift the heels, 3, go into your toe box, then come down. If you can't do that press, pushing down on these, breath, drop your shoulders, breath, drop your shoulders, breath, drop your shoulders. Yeah, big press. And you could be at a wall, a counter. I'm using my chair, my bar here. But if I didn't want to, see, I could do this with no problem. See, I just am wanting you to know that when you're starting to do this kind of an activity, that using this is perfectly fine. But you have to back out and know the phases. And one of the first phases of a jump is what? Yeah, this. Keep your back extended, push your butt back. You do a modified squat. Then you press those heels up. Press the toes down, bring the heels up, drop your shoulders, and then you press just tiny bit. You don't even hardly leave the ground. But that motion has an effect on opening and closing all your lymph systems. It has an effect on your muscles. It has an effect on your bones. It has an effect mentally, your deeper breathing. And we do it and then we rest. Okay, so I let you rest. And now I'm doing about, 6 more. Take a breath. Now, you can imagine if you tried to do this with a backpack on your back, right? I have no idea what she's doing. Okay. You've just had an intro to jump training. Now we're going to step out of that and we're going to go ahead and push the muscles. So we're going to do one of the very moves that we had to do to warm up. We're going to do a kind of a lunge. See that? See that? So pretend I'm tapping on you right here because some of you have done this. So pull back, okay? Use your pole if you need to. I want you to. Use your chair if you need to. Step back. And if you're using your chair, one of the benefits is that you will step back a little further, which I want you back as far as you can go. But then I want you to pull yourself back, okay? Drop your shoulders. You ready? I'm going to bring my heel up. I'm going to drop the back knee. Okie dokie. I'm going to steady myself right here or right here, whichever is working for you. And you're going to come down as far as you can. And you're going to hang out down here for just a few seconds. Stay with me. Stay with me. Push your knee down. Breath, breath, breath. Hang with me. Hang with me. Stay down there. Stay down there. Stay down there. Big breath. 3, 2, 1. And come up. Okay. Pull back. Pull back. Okay. Step back. Now take that back leg and bring it forward as far as you can. You've got your chair, right? Make sure your toes are pretty straight. And you're going to go back there quite a bit. Now, stay back. Now, bend that back knee. Yeah. Take it down as far as you feel you can go. And if you can step back a little more, then do that. This one I can go back down a little more, okay? So this is my hip replace side, this is my knee replace side. Back, back, back. Take a big deep breath. Take a big deep breath. Don't lean in, don't lean in, don't lean in. Drive that knee down. Stay there. Drive that knee down. Back up. Take a breath. Big breath. Big breath. Hang with me, stay down. Knees going down. Okay, stay with me. 3, 2, 1. Who's whining out there? I can hear you already. Not really, but I can only imagine. Okay, step back out of that. All right, you guessed it. We're gonna come right back into our jump train position. I'm gonna do 10 jumps. If you can even do 1 or 2 right now, great. After you've done that 1 or 2, then I want you to stand here and do this, okay? So don't just stand there. You do 2, you do 3, you do 6. I'm gonna do 10, okay? So I'm gonna get in position. I'm gonna do phase one. I got my shoulders down. I'm using my little poles in my chair. Not because I have to, because I want you to see that that's okay, okay? You do phase one, phase two, tight tummy, shoulders down, and it's a jump. Breath. 3, 4, 5, 6, take a breath. 7, shoulders down. 8, 9, 10. Kathy's giving me a gold star because I did 10, and I said I was going to do 10 because I counted out loud, Kathy. Oh, okay, take a breath. I'm going to take my little pole, put it down. Now, I'm going to pick up my bag. Now, I'm going to use some free weights later today because I'm going to really work your arms, front and back, and shoulders. I'm going to really work those. But right now, this phase that I've put you through right up to now is really focused on body control and your lower body, your muscles, in a way that we haven't used before or for a long time. So look what I picked up. I know. I picked up my carry. Okay, so again, what is my carry weigh? I can tell you that this carry weighs pretty close to 30 pounds, maybe 25. I'll have to add them up. That's 5, 4, 8. Yeah, 2 8s. So it's about 25, 28 pounds. This right here. Yeah. And nothing fancy. Look, I'm not doing anything fancy. I came off of my jump training. I came off of my split stance lunge, and I'm just doing a very controlled walk forward, walk backward with a load. Let me explain to you. Now I'm going to switch. About every other one, I'm going to switch. And it's going to take you down like this. Caution. Pay attention to this one. When you go down here to pick this up, this is not how you want to pick up a load, okay? So you may have to bend down to pick it up, but I want you to come down like this, okay? Grip and come up straight. So don't be leaning, okie dokie. Okay, here I go. This one's my super challenge side because I want to overlean because of my hip being replaced here. I lost a lot of stability there, and I understand very, very well how it feels. Okay, and everybody's a little different, and you know, their experience, but when you're sitting with this kind of a challenge, you very, very well know. And what I'm telling you is, what I'm doing right now is an incredibly functional ambulation. It is very functional with a weight and going backward and then going forward. And I'm really trying to keep my knees soft because the first thing I want to do is lock my leg. Why? Because if I lock my leg, I don't use the weak muscles. See, I use all my stronger muscles. So I'm going to try to keep my knee bent, and I'm walking forward. And when you go to walk backward with a load, get those heels up, say rib cage up, and get the heels lifted. Breath. So I've done about what, 3 passes or so. Now I'm going to go to the other side. And again, this is pretty heavy. Okay. So for Nancy, this is a lot of shoes. She knows. See this side, I am so much smoother on this side because I'm stronger in my hip, because I have an intact hip still. Okay. So you got to deal with what you got to deal with. But whether you have joints replaced, whether you have whatever you have, don't forget your goal. Your goal is to stay independent. And if coming on with me gets you doing some of these very important moves that that you just don't do otherwise, then for sure come on and get it done. I'm doing every one of these with you, okay? So I understand. Take a breath, one more pass. Okay, I see I'm feeling that I let my shoulder drop. So I'm gonna keep level, soften my knees, take very smooth ambulation steps, then go back, okay? And I'm gonna put this down right here, all right? And then I'm gonna do something here, and I don't know if you can do it or not. You might be doing a carry with your free weights in a bag. Get a heavy canvas bag, a leather bag. This is a very heavy vinyl that can take this kind of carry. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna load this with 6 more pounds, okay? Because I'm really emphasizing for my legs today, jump training and carry training. That's my big emphasis today. But we're gonna use free weights for their upper body too. So I'm gonna put my little 6-pound ball in my bag. And I'm going to recover for a second. Take a breath. I'm gonna turn my chair here again. I'm gonna only use my chair. You can use a chair or a bar, whichever makes you feel more secure, okay? Because we're gonna go back into jump training. So yes, what is this? This today is called interval training for strength work, especially to push your legs, okay? To push your cardiovascular a little. And you can do it in as little as 20 to 30 seconds that you push, where you're thinking, oh geez, I need to stop. I'm showing you a really good way to add a component to your workouts that's going to do that safely for people with joints replaced, back issues, osteoporosis, especially osteoporosis, okay? So here I am. Take a breath. Get your pole if you need to. What's phase 1? Here. Keep the chin tucked. Big breath. Now you go lift your heels. And now you either press up and just, that's good, and come down, constant press up. So you're getting benefit from that. But keep your tummy super tight. And if you can do phase 1, phase 2, and then when you go into phase 3, you do a little press. See, it's just a little press. Boom. Yeah. I'm going to start now. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep your knees right in line with your feet and in line with your hip. I lost count. Shoot. Okay, 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Step back, take a breath, bring your hands around, your hands around, your hands around. Big breath. So in those simple 10, 8, 12 little presses, I don't even call them a jump. You are breathing deeper. I'm trying to make the point here that this is an element that I'm going to really strive to put in my strength workouts. Yes. Okay, so now see how I did this? I didn't say a word, but I went down here like we typically do when we're going to pick something up. Could be a gardening tool, could be a bucket, could be a suitcase. When you do this, stop. Think, oh Jesus, what in the world am I doing? I'm gonna wreck my back. Yes, you are. So when you do this, stop yourself. step a little wider, swing your butt back, come down together, grab whatever you're gonna grab, and then come up, straight on, okie dokie, and you give it a walk. So I just added 6 more pounds to my load because I want this to be progressive. And what does that mean? That means you got to push either to increase your training, you either have to increase something with explosiveness, quickness, or heaviness. And so what I chose, because of my situation with my joints, I chose heavy. But if you choose heavy on a carry, you have to take the time to pick it up properly. Don't start going fast. That would be a huge mistake. And the reason is, it totally surprises people that I tell them, you know, you're not picking your heel up when you're walking backwards and you are gonna fall on your butt. They don't even think that. Okay, so now, right now, man, can I feel it? In a good way, but boy, my back is working to steady this. So now I'm gonna bring it over here, okay? And I'm gonna have to go down and pick it up, but I'm going to recover. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna come this way. See, I don't take my hand over my head. I put it on top of my head, number 1. Tight tummy, number 2. Soft knees, number 3. And then I bend at the waist and I try to bring this elbow up. That way I don't have to overbend and hurt my back, okay? Take a breath, drop your shoulders, okay? Take the other hand, put it just on top of your head, right? Soften your knees. Okay, you ready? Bend here. Yeah, keep the hips still. Drop down and put the elbow up. Push the elbow up, push it up, push it up, push it up, push it up, and then come back. That's how you get recovery from something that you've picked up. You know, many ways people start doing all kinds of stuff, but some things aren't helpful, okay? Then the other thing that you can do is take your fingers, put them right back here, soften your knees, drop your shoulders, and push your hips forward. Yeah, push your hips forward. Open up here and give your back a good flex right there, okay? Keep my chin tucked, push my hips forward, push, 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 keep your knees soft, push. I'm just trying to get you to hold it for at least 15 seconds. I mean, if you can hold it for 30, that would even be better. Seconds. Okay, so now when you come out of it, you just bring your hips back and then turn. Okay, you don't sling, you turn, you turn, you turn. Okay, so now I'm going to go down and pick this up, and this is going to be my challenge side. Now, for those of you who are picking up carries, hopefully you have your little bag full of carries. And if you don't, I will suggest you get you a good heavy canvas bag. So see, here I am, right here. And the minute you pick it up and you start to come up, you should stop. And you should say, am I off center here? Am I not symmetrical? And I would have to say, yes, I am not symmetrical. So what do? Stop, step wide, a little wider than hip, push your butt back, come down into a squat, grab your load. Now when you pull, your tummy's tight and your shoulders are down, and you're gonna pull with your shoulders in what? In symmetry, okay? So here I go. I'm gonna try to keep this over here, and this is my challenge side, because see, I do that little funny jerk, and anybody that have hip issues, I will guarantee you, you're gonna do the very same thing unless you decide you're gonna train differently. And at first, you may not be able to pick up a heavier weight. because you haven't straightened this out. So see, I'm gonna go, knees are gonna stay really bent, and I'm gonna just really try to not like hitch. See, and I have to bring my weight over, but I'm not leaning and wobbling. And you have to slow down in order to do this. This is a very therapeutic type move for people with hips replaced. Okay? So if you want to keep doing your gardening, if you want to keep traveling, and you want to be mindful of how you move, then you're going to do it much more independently. Okay? See, I'm not doing that funny little quick step to get me past those weak muscles. I'm keeping my knee bent. I'm going to do one more, okay? Keep the shoulders, try to keep the shoulders in symmetry. Take a big breath, and then come out. You can tell how heavy this is by how I'm moving. It's heavy. Ooh, breath, and breath. And put that down. Yay, okay. Now then, we're gonna do leg swings, okay? Yes, we got one more jump train to do. Yes, we do, okay? But here I am, and before I do that, I'm gonna keep my toe up. I do not suggest people do this kind of a swing if you're having trouble with your ankle or foot. As a matter of fact, if you're one of those people, I would get this little pad and I would lift my whole self up. See that? So I'm coming just off center so that I don't hit it on the way back down. Now I'm up 2 inches off the floor. See that? Now I can free swing. I have my chair here. You can't get crazy because this chair wobbles, right? If you have a counter or a bed or a wall is even better that you can put your hand on, do that. But when you're up here, you keep this knee soft. See that? See that? So this little swing right here is excellent for your hip, for all your muscles surrounding the hip, and especially, you gotta hear this, your back, okay? So get to where you can do a free, controlled leg swing, like I'm doing right here. See that? It's really beneficial. All right, step down, put that over there, step up on the side edge, and bring your toe up, soften the knee, and start low. Feel how it's feeling, and then you just bring it up, okay? So this kind of a facilitated, that means planned leg swing, it's a very good thing to do if you want to keep ambulating, dancing, working, moving more smoothly, okay? I just showed you how to do it and not catch your toe, okay? Keep your toe up though. Couple more, big breath, and we're back down. Okay, dokie? Okay, now we're going to take this chair, all right back here, and I'm going to put both hands here, okay? And instead of doing it like this, which I could, but if I had a low bench, a bed, something like that, I'm going to put my hands right here. And now I'm just going to do it a little different focus. So here's phase 1, here's phase 2, and then I press into the toes. So I want to squeeze my butt. I want to keep tight, shoulders down, press down, don't pull back, don't push forward. You press down gently, and you come right into here, and you come in here, and you go 1, 2, tight tummy, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, if you have made that and you even did 3 of those, 2 of those, that's a great thing. So we've done several intervals now that concerned jumping, jump intervals. Okay, now I'm going to start my upper body, still using my legs, but I'm going to use my band and get my shoulder prepped for heavier weight. So as I do this, I'm going to step to the side. Okay. I'm going to step to the side. I'm going to sink into here. So that means this leg stays straight. See, my toes straight. So stand here. You got this. You're going to step and you're going to sink into the stepping leg until you feel a stretch coming into your groin. Once you do that, you're going to take your band, drop your shoulders, and pull your shoulders down and back. And then you're going to come in. Take a breath. Big breath into the nose. Okay. What I'd like for you to do is feel the sides of your body with your elbows. Okay. So I'm going to step. I'm going to sink into that leg. Keep my chin tucked. I'm pushing back and I'm pulling out with my hands. Do not break the wrist here. And I'm pushing down with my shoulders and my shoulder blades are squeezing as I drop into this move. And then I come back. So what am I doing? I'm continuing to work the muscles that we worked in jump training and in our heavy carries, okay? But now I've added this upper body component. Okay, are you ready? So wrists are not broken, okay, like this. They're right here, okay? Drop your shoulders, big wide step, hip hinge back. Go down as far as you can, drop your shoulders, pull your shoulders in, breath, 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 and come back, okay? Now I'm going to go the other way. So I'm stepping over here, okay? So I'm going to step, drop into here, keep my back very extended. I'm going to go far enough until I start to feel that little stretch in the groin. Drop your shoulders, pull, keep your shoulders down, pull, 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 come up and come back. Tight tummy, drop your shoulders. I know you're just loving this, aren't you? Okay, keep your wrist neutral. See that? Okay, step out, sink into that leg that you just stepped out with. Okay, keep your chin tucked. Big breath, pull, pull your hands apart, pull your shoulder blades together, and keep your shoulders down, and you should be feeling a stretch right through here. Okay, and then come up and come up. Take a big deep breath. Open and close your hands, open and close your hands, open and close your hands. Okay. Now, we are going to take the pad off the chair. Unless you want it on there, that's fine. Okay. And now for my arms, I'm going to go up into more heavier, just a little bit heavier than light. Okay. So if you haven't done any training so far, or you've not been with us for a bit, what you want to do is just pick up something in your hand. It could be a 2-pound weight. Now, the goal is for you to go higher than 2 pounds, of course. So what did I do? I sat down, but while I'm sitting down, I'm going to be opening the hip and working on the muscles that we just used with our jump training. That's why I wanted to go to a little bit lighter weight. We're going to go heavy pretty quickly here, but everybody is different. If you have had a terrible night's sleep for whatever reason, you're going to float through this and not even worry about using weight at all. Okay. just float through the moves. You'll be so much better off. Or use a very light weight, okay, to help you with your postural lining up. So what did I pick up? I picked up a 9 and a 9. But that's just me, okay? Do you see how I'm scooting over here? I'm scooting over to the side for a reason. I want to put my foot down and I want to lean back a tiny bit because I want to put my quad in a nice, gentle movement stretch. See that? So I'm feeling it on my quad there. Then I'm going to bring my hands right here with my 9-pounder. I'm going to bring them down, bring them back. See that move? Just this move for people with a shoulder issue. This is a big move, okay? So leaning back, keeping a little stretch on your quad. It will help open your hip. It will be amazing how much pressure will be released if you will keep in this kind of gentle stretch in your back. See how I just came right to here and then I just came here with a little bit of a weight. See, I bring my elbows in, then I bring them out. Take a big breath, bring them in, bring them back. Then I'm gonna come right here. I'm gonna come into a curl. I'm going to come into a curl, and as I curl, I'm going to go back until I feel a stretch in my quad, right there. Take a big breath, keep your chin tucked. Woo. Take a breath, chin tucked. Take a breath, chin tucked. So this is my knee replace side, just for the record, so that you understand that, and it actually feels really great. Doesn't hurt at all. Stay with me. We're not doing heavy weights, so we're going to do a little bit more repetition. Look at my elbow. Keep it very close to your body. So see how every time I go back, I try to stay back there. Keep your chin tucked. Take a big breath. Okay, now bring that leg up. Okay, so you're right here in the center. Big breath again, in through the mouth, or I'm sorry, in through the nose. Drop your shoulders, drop your chin. Same weight. We're gonna bring it up into a hammer, right to there, and then we're gonna open with it resting on our shoulders, okay? Once we've gotten it to there, then we're gonna take it off our shoulders and just come to the top of our ears. Take a big deep breath. Take a big deep breath. Take a big deep breath, and you're going to bring it down. See that? Okay, it's on my shoulders. Now drop your shoulders, tighten your tummy. Take a big breath through the nose, bring it right to the top of your ears. See, you're just kind of pushing in on the sides of your head above your ears. Okay, look at your elbows. Open, open, open. Get those elbows down, and then come back down. Okay? And then come back in and come back in. Okay, are you ready? We're gonna go to the other side of the chair. So I gotta move over here, move over here. So what's the first thing I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put that leg down beside the chair, put my shoelaces toward the floor, and then to get the stretch I'm looking for, I'm gonna lean back. See that? Lean back. So now I'm right here and I'm going to go out, push out, push out, push out. Take a breath. Take a breath. Keep your knee down. Keep yourself rotated back. Woo. Take a breath. Take a breath. And take a breath. Bring that leg up. Yay! Now we're going to take those, we're going to go to the very end of the chair. We're going to bring the arms all the way down. I'm going to drop my shoulders, let the weight go to my fingers. Then I'm going to pull it into my palm and then up. Okay? So I'm going to come right here and down. See that? So I've hip hinged forward. Then I'm gonna hip hinge back. I'm not jerking. And now I'm gonna stay back here. I'm not gonna go down, okay? So tight tummy, let your arms come down, but you're staying back, okay? Breath, here we go. Big breath. Big breath, here we go. Try to stay back, try not to come forward from the hip. Try to just bring those elbows down all the way, right there. Drop your chin, big breath. Woo! Here we go. So see, we're not doing it super fast. I'm not super heavy, but I'm doing a little bit more repetitions, okay? It's much easier to lift this, not only easier, it's desirable for your joints. If you have issues with joints, go a little lighter and a little bit more repetitions. That doesn't mean you have to go fast, okay? Take a breath. Oh, I went forward. I don't want to go forward. Keep your chin tucked. Bring the arm all the way down. Try to stay back. Okay, pull. Woo. Okay, two more. Just two more. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Take a breath. And come up. Good. Now one last time with this lighter weight. Right here. I'm going to go to my ears. I'm going to hang out here for just a second. I'm going to bring them down to my shoulders and then just go to my ears. Bring them to my shoulders, to the top of my ears, to my shoulders, to the top of my ears, to my shoulders, to the top of my ears, and then bring it in and bring it down, okay? Now, I'm going to get up and go over there and change my weights. You do not have to for this last part, okay? But if you do, make sure you move carefully on purpose. Big breath. Okay, now I'm going up. And because of our time frame, I'm going way up. So instead of going to 12, I'm going to go up to 15. So these moves, these next moves, are going to be putting this whole workout together. So it's going to be a combination of arms and carries. No, I'm not going to jump with these. But I am going to step out and drop that back knee with 30 extra pounds right here. So I picked up a 15 and a 15, and I'm doing little tiny dips, okay? Keep your shoulders down. Do not let them pull forward. Keep them down and in. Because as we're down there, we're going to go up with our shoulders, up with our shoulders, up with our shoulders, up with our shoulders, up with our shoulders. Stay down, hang out here just for a second, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we come up. I'm going to come back. Take a big deep breath. Step out with the other leg. And I'm going to bring the knee down. We've practiced these, okay? These are some of the things we did for our little interval recoveries after our jump training. I know I'm going to hear about that. Okay, so I'm down here and I'm going to go shoulders, shoulders. So I'm pulling my whole shoulder girdle, my whole core is stabilizing with 15 pounds in one hand, 15 pounds in the other hand, okay? You pick up what is going to give you an adequate load in this kind of a move, okay? Just one more squeeze. Stay with me. Okay, lower body, here we go, down. So these are little dips. Do not round your shoulders. Shoulder blades are going back and down. Woo! Breath, breath, breath. Stay with me. Yeah, stay with me. You're doing okay. You're doing okay. Keep the knee going down. Keep the knee going down. Keep the knee going down. knee going down, and come up. Yay! Okay. All righty. Somebody's coming just in time. Okay, let me take off recording.